A lot of people see branding as just a logo change. Why so expensive? Like it's just a logo change. But I think there's a lot of things that people do not understand.
If you could give your younger self, your younger founder self, one brutally honest line of advice, what would it be? Okay.
Did you please?
Yeah, thank you. Today, I'm so excited to introduce you a truly inspiring lady, the creative heart behind YeoMama Batik, Desleen. She's not just building a brand, she's building a story of family, culture, and everyday joy. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Hi, Des.
Hi, Debbie.
For those who don't know you, please give a bit of introduction, share a little bit of it about yourself.
In short, I think I make batik fun. In long form, YeoMama Batik, it's a vibrant batik apparel and lifestyle brand that reimagines traditional batik with an effortlessly fun, colourful and refreshing twist. I memorized this ever since our branding experience. This is the introduction that I give all the time, but in short, we basically just make batik fun.
How did your journey begin, and what was the defining moment or what sparked it?
How it began was totally by accident. I like to think that the batik life chose me, not the other way around. What happened was back in 2017, I got into an incident and fractured my ankle that needed immediate surgery. So it was during the recovery period for a very active person like me to suddenly be immobile and stuck at home. It's a very boring and suffocating thing to do. So just nice during my recovery period, my mom, she's in Jakarta on a vacation and she just called in to casually check in on me like, "Hi Des, how's your leg? I saw a lot of batik here. Do you want to sell batik in Singapore?" It's literally brought up that casually. And I'm just like, oh, okay lor, nothing to do anyway. So I start to think of different brand names and I settled on YeoMama Batik. And then I used that time where I'm stuck at home to figure out how to build a website, how to do Facebook ads, set up all my accounts. And then I think we just started since then. It was very close to Chinese New Year. We launched in January, just I think a month before Chinese New Year. And people actually do purchase our batik cheongsams. And when Chinese New Year ended, we're just thinking, since I've got nothing to do now anyway, I left my job previously, why not just take this full time? So I think this out of boredom business became like my livelihood. And I just can't believe that this is what sparked the journey. I honestly didn't start off as a batik lover. I really feel like it's the batik life that chose me.
When you were starting this or when you were thinking about it, right? What was the problem or gap that you saw that you told yourself, I've got to continue this or I've got to make this happen?
Honestly, I didn't really think of any big challenges in my head at that point because it's really just getting one thing done after another. You're just constantly, okay, this done, next. There's no breathing, not saying no breathing space, but I literally didn't stop or pause to think like, okay, what is the problem that I'm trying to solve right now? Like when we first started, I'm just, okay, I just want to make cheongsams for everybody because it's Chinese New Year. I want to wear a cheongsam and I just feel like I want to make one. And I want to wear different kinds of cheongsam. So there's sleeves, sleeveless, rompers, like bodycon sets or fit and flare kind of dresses. So it's just a variety of different cheongsam. So when we first started, it really wasn't much about problem solving. It's really just about making what me and my mom personally wants to wear. Yeah, and I think because we are very relatable, I would say, to the audience. So I think it hits the right spot. Because my mom especially, she's not like a perfect model figure or anything like that, she's just the typical auntie that you see on the streets. So a lot of the aunties kind of like relate to her. She wears UK14 and so we make a lot of like UK14 like larger sizes, and I think it really resonates with a lot of the audience.
Was there a turning point when things started to feel real or like something clicked?
I remember during that first launch within that 1 month when people were buying our cheongsam, I was like, oh my god, 有人买我们的 cheongsam. There's people who actually bought our cheongsam. Then when Chinese New Year ended, it's like, okay, let's just try to make everyday clothes and it's no more cheongsam. And then we got a little unit at Pelikat and people do come down to shop for our pieces. That's where it feel like, oh my god, it's getting real. This could really become a business. Because back then when I first quit my job, like just to backtrack, I actually tried out a lot of like different things. I was doing pole actively, so I actually wanted to start my own pole wear brand, and then I also like to kind of sing karaoke. And then I think there was the big craze in China on the karaoke box, but it wasn't available in Singapore yet. So while I was in Guangzhou sourcing for fabric for my active wear line, I also met up with the guy who does the karaoke box, wanting to bring it to Singapore. But because over there it's all WeChat based and in Singapore we are more WhatsApp based, so I asked the guy if we can do based on scanning via WhatsApp lah. So there's that whole discussion, but then he couldn't work it out, so that business idea dropped off. And then I went into my pole wear. I printed like pole t-shirts, made some pole illustrations and like sell. So I've been doing all these like small little things until batik came along. I didn't put much thought into it. I still want my pole wear to fly. I still wanted that business to go, but somehow that just didn't take off, and it was the batik business that took off. And then I just went into it, and when people are coming back and say that I like our pieces, and then I just feel like, yeah, why not? I just look at this as an art form because I like art and creativity, and I really see this as like a platform for artists to showcase their art, right, instead of a traditional platform. So that's when it became a serious moment for me to consider it really being my long-term business. Yeah.
How has your vision evolved since you started?
Oh my god, every time somebody asks me this question, my answer changes a lot.
Really?
Yes. Back then, when I first started, it's very much about what I want to wear, what I like. But I think now we take in a lot more of customers' feedback. And now that we are in our 7th year mark, I just feel like there's this 10-year goal plan that there are so many things I want to hit. I want it to be really batik all around lifestyle and apparel brand. Like there's the wedding segment, there's accessories, there's our everyday wear, there's for like festive season. There's like so many pillars that we can go into and play around with, and it's very exciting. So, but back then I didn't think of it that way. It's really just what I want to wear lor, what my mom want to wear lor, like that's it lor. But now like you start to think more broadly, like there's different pillars, different channels that I can go into. Yeah.
So if you think about it, like you've been in this business, building this brand, 7 years, right? What was like the core difference between like first year as a founder, third year as a founder, like now 5 or 7 years as a founder?
First year, I think I'm just playing around. Third year, I think I'm still playing around because I don't exactly have like a full team yet. I think it's just a couple of hires and largely no structure. 5 years, you kind of feel like if I don't do something about it, I'm going to be stagnant that same way. And that's when the branding happened. 7 years right now, you are able to see all the different potential revenues that you can go into, and you have a team to be able to help you with that vision. Yeah.
And how do you feel that, you know, as founders, you have these visions in your head. How do you effectively communicate that to your team? Because they need to have a slice of that, right?
Oh, that's so difficult. Sometimes I just wish I can just poke a hole and then they can look inside. But I think over communicating is key. I feel like I over communicate a lot just to make sure they get what I want in mind. I would say my problem is not in communicating the vision. My problem is in my vision changes all the time. Like I'm just so flexible and adaptable to many situations. That is like, I know that's my superpower and also my like weakness in a way. So sometimes when the team gets lost and confused, I am the bottleneck. Yeah.
And how
but I'm working on it.
Yeah, working on it. Okay. And what are like the few things that you do to work on this?
For one, we had a one-on-one with the whole team where I want everybody to know what's our superpower, everybody's superpower and
That's
weakness is,
amazing.
so that we will all know how to work together. So I did openly tell them that one of my superpower is flexibility and adaptability, but it's also the bottleneck to a lot of the decisions. Today I can say I want to do this thing because at that point in time, this is what works best. But as founders, you go home and sleep, you start to look around, and then suddenly you have like a better idea. And then you come back the next day and saying, okay, why not let's just do this plan B. And so to them it's like why I keep changing, because I'm that flexible and adaptable. I'm not like once I say I want to do this and I just don't look at all my other options and I just go with that. I'll still like kind of think, and if there's better ones, I'll just keep want to change and improve. So I just needed to make sure my team understands that. But there are certain things like, operational SOPs that we need to nail it down, like let's say how much to charge for mending like a pocket hole or things like that. My answer can change all the time also because I honestly can't remember. So I need someone who can complement my weakness to take charge of that portion. So I think it's a lot of playing with each other's strength and weaknesses. I don't play to their weakness, we play to each other's strength to move things forward.
So when you're having this fickle-mindedness, or
Yes.
I won't say fickle-mindedness.
I am fickle-minded.
No. I think you just
I really am.
you do. You are okay. So when you have these moments of changing visions and plans, right? What do you think you're listening to? Your gut, or is it like the dashboard of like revenue, or like what are you listening to?
I always, number one, listen to my gut first. Many times I always tell people, I feel like I've been running 7 years of business using my heart, not my brain.
How do you train that?
I feel.
Yeah, how do you train? Like, how do you train your gut?
I think it's not a training thing, leh. I think like it's since young, my family has been very encouraging to just try new things. You have nothing to lose anyway, still so young, ma. So it's by character, by nature. I think I've always been a very gut instinct and more risk taker kind of person. So every decision, I will always use my gut and my heart first before I step back and use my brain and data to think, yes.
Okay.
Then try to find a balance in between.
For you, you're a founder that really follows your gut and instinct. What if it's for another founder who don't really follow gut or instinct? What would you think is an indicator for them to actually relook at their brand?
I think it will be them to base on their own measures and own means on whether they need to really look at their brand. So for me, I follow my gut. For them, they could look at the data, they could look at the number. Perhaps your revenue has stagnated for quite a while because you've been doing the same thing. Maybe that's a call for you to do something different to really push you out of your own boundaries. I'm not saying that everybody needs to follow their feeling. In your own ways and own means, evaluate by your own methods. I think you will still be able to see actual data that might let you realize that there's more that can be done, that maybe you need external help that's out of your own means. Yeah.
When did you first feel the need to relook at your brand?
This will bring back to the very first year when I first started my business, and there's been different strangers who runs their own business telling me, strangers, when I say strangers, they are really strangers. Like when I take a flight to Japan, the uncle next to me was talking to me, and then we start to chit chat about like their business and like how I started YeoMama Batik. So from these different groups of strangers, they're telling me when you hit the 5th year mark running your own business, you will feel it. You need to do something about it, otherwise you'll plateau. So I just thinking at that point, it's just first year starting out. I was like, 这个 uncle 在讲什么东西? Like, what 5-year mark, what plateau? I'm so happy now, just doing whatever I want. What is this 5-year mark thing? So I didn't think much about it. And then a few people told me the same thing. Then when it comes to like the 4th year or so, and I keep rinse and repeat the same sequence and all, that's when I recall back these conversations with these random strangers on like the 5th year mark thing. And then I just feel like, actually I'm reaching the 5th year mark next year. Maybe what they say makes sense. If I don't do something about it, I will always have the same, always be stuck in the same pond, like always in the same fish tank. Like I won't be able to see further or have things that help me grow further. That's when I start to look at rebranding. Yeah.
Was there so for you, it felt like it was the different.
I use my heart. I use my feeling. I never use my brain to see the numbers. It's really just what I feel.
So, but do you feel like it's what you felt, or do you feel like because 5 different people, all these different people telling you at different times, and then you just kind of like followed that, or you really felt something your heart was tugging, or there was like it was triggered by challenge or instinct?
It's purely instinct.
Okay.
Just feel like it's always the same. I prepare for collection, I shoot, I upload the products, I market, I sell. It's just like rinse and repeat. If I don't do anything about it, I'm gonna be like that for the next couple of years, and I don't want to be stuck in that rut.
What did the branding process with Studio Dem help you uncover about your business?
It provided clarity.
Define more about that. Like, what do you mean clarity?
I always felt like we are very rojak. Like, things like I see at our price points that we are selling, we always see brands that are more prim and proper, less that kind. So sometimes I feel like it's an imposter syndrome where I feel like I'm selling at like this price point, but I'm not that kind of personality. I'm still more like this, and this kind of personality to me, like, just have the perspective that it reflects a lower price point brand, for example. And then so I just feel very stuck. How do I navigate my very casual and fun content, but at the same time to let people feel that it's luxurious, it's good quality, balancing that too. I feel like this was one of the bigger struggle. So I think the branding process has helped me to see that I can be at that price point, but at the same time still be myself. Effortlessly fun and colorful is the essence of what makes us feel different. It is my personality which is very intertwined into the brand, and that why do I want to make myself more toned down just because it matches what I feel that pricier brands should look like. Yeah. So I feel like this was the biggest thing.
Was there a sequence of events during the project? I mean, during the rebranding, or was it like one defining moment that helped you get this, like, that Studio Dem helped you get to this clarity that you have?
I don't think it's one defining moment. I will say it's the whole process, from crafting the interview questions to seeing like the response to, you asking me a lot of like questions on what is the brand, like, that series of questions that I need to like answer or something. Then I feel like from there, perhaps like you picked out the keyword that this is who you are and people like you for this is yeah.
What did the branding process with Studio Dem help you uncover about yourself as a founder?
I am fickle-minded about myself.
Do you think it's fickle-mindedness, or do you feel like you
I
are
care
someone
a
with
lot.
about ideas, and you own
Yes.
and you're competitive to want the best idea to win?
Yeah, I feel like what's uncovered, it's not competitiveness. It's like I always have a lot of ideas that I'll just always throw out. Whenever you bounce back with something, I'll just bounce you back with 5 more. Things like, how about this? Like ideas just flow like tap water. You just open them. So many things like just came out. I feel like that is one thing that I wouldn't say uncovered, but I confirmed. Is confirmed the correct word? That I know this is my character.
Yeah.
Affirmed that this is my personality. This is my character. I am like that.
Right.
Yeah. Aesthetic wise, I like curvy things.
Define more about that.
Like the whole hand scripted logo, the personal touch. Like generally I like curves more. I remember like the different logo options that was provided. There's those that are like quite origami, a lot of like lines and
Right.
shapes, but it didn't like sit with me. I really like curves and like the personal touch to it. Yeah.
So how have your brand evolved since then? Like, how do you talk about it? How do you show up, or how do you make decisions?
Okay, I'll just break it down. For example, for photo shoots, the photographers and videographers I work with already know that we will always want smiley photos. We will always look for models who can smile really naturally on camera, that really look good smiling. It's not always about edginess. There's that fun bit that we need to portray. So this part
Effortlessly fun.
Yeah, has been conveyed to our photographers and videographers. Previously, like, we don't know. Like, just feel like, wow,
It's a
we see
feeling.
those model shot, like, wow, I like them to look like cool, like just like the model face on and it looks like
Right.
really nice, But then over time, just realize that, yeah, we are really about the warmth, about the family, about the diversity. So we have like different models, So I feel like this is like one aspect of how the branding process has helped shape our strategies in shooting our campaigns, in social media, even down to like designing the collection. Now that we clearly know who are our audience, like the different target, the different personas, how do we design for them?
What would you give an ROI for clarity? Like, what's the return of investment for you when you got
Clarity.
when you get clarity? Like, so after the project, you got clarity, right? What was the biggest return of investment for you? Like, being able to say your brand in one sentence before, or being able to be so proud of your persona, of YeoMama's persona, or like being very clear of my marketing dollars where I'm going to put it. What would that be?
I would say time. It could be very visual things, packaging ideas.
Like this.
Like this, because with the whole branding structure, let's just talk about the logo, right? With the logo and the emblem and knowing how to use it, we can easily do up our own other packaging stuff. I don't need to spend time looking at Pinterest, looking at Behance, finding mood board, or okay, my design can look like that, then end up it just look like very chapalang. That was how it was before that. Now I know clearly, okay, this is the guideline to do it. Whenever I have a new product, okay, I just make a box, this is the design, this is the paper bag, this is the design. It's very easy to plug and play, and then it saves time on designing. That is one ROI.
What would you advise other founders who are on the fence of doing branding or investing in branding?
I wouldn't say it's hey, you need to do it. It's more just just be open to branding. Not saying you need to do it now. Just keep it at the back of your mind. One day when you really look at the data, or when you feel like you need something, at least hey, maybe I could start to look into branding. A lot of people see branding as just a logo change. Why so expensive? It's just a logo change. But I think there's a lot of things that people do not understand. It's down to how the messaging is crafted, down to knowing. It's very simple. The minute you ask me, introduce myself, I can just say very simple, we make batik fun. I wouldn't know this is how I'll put it out until the branding process came about. You truly know who you are. I'm a very playful and fun loving person. I really make everything fun, down from the clothing creation to the campaign shooting to social media. This is the essence of the brand that I can easily tell people, what do you do for a living? I make batik fun. And then that's the proper sentence lah. So to other business owners, sometimes you just always have this thought, I wouldn't say you don't know who you are, but sometimes you really quite not sure which identity you are. It's not you don't know who you are. You are this, many things.
How do you string that together?
How do you string that all together to become who you are, to tell people you are this person?
Was there a moment during entire time that we worked together that you felt Studio Dem gets me?
I feel all the time.
Oh, really?
I feel you get me. Of course, it's a little bit of a journey to understand.
Trust,
Trust takes time to build. So I feel to me, because I'm such a feeling person, right, vibing with the person and the feeling is very important.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel we get each other.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, she get me more than I get her.
What's something you'll never compromise for your brand? Even if it costs you.
Quality is something I will never compromise. I end up always paying more, but I don't charge more to customers. I just feel 自己赚少一点无所谓. As long as people can see the quality and the detailing that goes into the pieces. For example, our buttons are made from natural gemstones instead of the plastic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's the real natural gemstone, lapis lazuli, howlite, all the beads that people wear, those crystal beads. We use it for our cheongsam, and even for a long piece, even if we use a lot of beads on it, we don't exactly charge more. Right. So I would say it's little things like that, or even down to matching the color of the lining to the pieces. We could easily just go with cream for all, but I just feel let's say if the dress is green, I want the lining to be green. I want it to be same. Who cares? I don't know. I care. I just want it to look it's
so really quality and details.
Yeah. Even though it costs more, because I really need to purchase a lot more small
things,
instead of being able to bulk purchase more. Yeah. So I think it's things like all the little things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
What's one mistake that turned out to be an important lesson for you?
I will say, I think honestly why I'm so surprised by the word mistake, because I've never really seen myself as making mistakes. It's probably just bad decisions at that point in time. So I think up till now it could be, for example, with my tailors. I put all my trust in the tailor after looking at a very good sample. But then when the production come out, the whole batch is shit and I
God.
couldn't sell it. Yeah, so I still have like that whole batch that's just sitting in the office.
What do you do with that as like a leader of the company?
I know that I always think back, like, what's my learning point from that experience? Okay, maybe next time I don't just base on one good sample and just like throw everything into that basket. Because I'm that kind of person. I literally just follow my heart. Okay, I just go all in. I didn't think of like backup plans. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should have my orders with new tailor bit by bit to build the trust instead of 100%. I trust you, and then like just go ahead. So I think it's just all these little experiences that shaped your future decisions. Yeah.
How do you stay grounded when things get tough?
How do I stay grounded when things get tough? I just always think that tough times don't last, as cliche as it sounds. It's just this season, this moment, and just look at the positive side. My dad will always tell me, 没有天天是春季. Yeah. If you do business, you cannot expect it to be like smooth running all the time. There's definitely ups and downs. When there's downs, it's not going to last forever. Just look at it as what can I learn from that mistake or learn from that experience, and then just do better the next day.
So I hear a lot of learning. Who do you think you learn the most when you're building this brand?
I feel like it's learning a lot about like the people side of things. Example from my dad and my mom is a lot of how they treat their employees, especially during the initial years when we travel to Indonesia together every month. So my dad will do his stuff in his office and I'm just there doing my batik stuff. And then I'll just look at how he talks to the workers and how he treats the worker. There's a lot of humanity involved over like, you know, business like decisions. So for example, there's this worker who's late. There's this employee who's always late like 1 to 2 hours every day.
Oh, wow.
And my dad just told him, tomorrow you just try to come 5 minutes earlier. And the next day just 5 minutes earlier. Eventually one day you'll be on time. You don't need to be just one day suddenly you are like early. Like I didn't expect that to come from my dad, you know, like simple things like that. Or when my samples turn out bad and I'm like so mad that young and hot-headed, you're just in your first reaction is I want a refund of like whatever I've paid the tailor. But my parents are like, if you can still sell it at a lower price, why not? You already know that their standard of living is not very high and they needed like the cash flow as well. Why 不要把人家逼到那么紧? If there is a way for you to work around,
Don't push them to
things.
a corner. Or
Yes,
something.
correct. So I feel like that has struck a chord in me. That's why you look at YeoMama Batik, right? We always have sample sale, imperfect pieces sale. It's because of this. But it's not saying that just because they do it that way and then I allow them to do it that way. Like that kind of standard. I'll just tell them like this standard is not acceptable, but what's been done, I'll just go ahead. But next time if I were to order with you again, I'll think twice. I really want to make sure that it's nice. Because I don't want to 纵容他们 that they can do it like that to accept. But I also don't want to force them to a corner that I I demand a refund. So I feel like there's a lot of these how do I describe 人为的事情 when it comes
They don't
to
learn
dealing
in
with
books
all
or
this.
something.
Yeah, so I feel like this is one of the biggest things that I learned from my family. And then with my husband, we are opposites. I'm like, "Rah!" Like, you know, like I want to fast, I just want to do things very quick, like very hot-headed. But he is like the very calm and grounding person who will guide me and like, can you don't reply this way? Some things 你讲出去你拿不回来. You know, and I know sometimes I'm just so quick, my mouth just shoot off very fast and then, you know, 不要过河拆桥. Oh my god, so many things are easy to say in Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he will always give me advice on like how to rephrase my words.
How to use diplomacy.
Yes, correct.
And that's something that you learn from your husband.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you learn from your brother?
For my brother, I would say it's how his business is also relatively busy and big. It's more of how he still find time to holiday and have fun and play around despite being so busy and to still offer his workers time to me when I need to do event setup and everything, collecting of shipments. So I don't actually book like Lala Move or whatever. Yeah, it's my brother's like employees who are drivers who are like helping me.
That's so nice.
Even when he himself is already very busy. So my dad always tell us 以和为贵, which I think applies to everything in life, which is something that I'm still learning. 以和为贵 means always try to maintain harmony and the relationship. Lila is taking a photo. Always maintain harmony in the relationship, and together it will breed prosperity.
And what do you learn from your team?
My team, how they are silent but very hardworking. How I cannot always feel like I need everybody to be like me. Not everybody is like me. We are just very different puzzle pieces that come together. I think it's a lot about understanding everybody's strength and how to let them shine the best in their job responsibilities. Yeah.
So, like, would you say that you guys work together like a team
Yeah, definitely.
or like a family?
Different scenarios, we are team. Different scenarios, we are family.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think are like the top 3 attributes that makes a well-oiled team?
Top 3 attributes that makes a well-oiled team. First, you have to be oily, you know. Like. No. Understanding. First, you always have to understand one another. Trust. I feel like trust is the most beautiful thing because I told them from day one, I never ever want to go down to micromanaging you guys, whether it's for work or even simple things like office cleanliness, clean up after you are done with your lunch. There's no cleaner coming in to like wash the dishes or things like that. You know, you have to
Right.
clean up yourself. So I feel like this is that kind of mutual trust that we all have, mutual understanding, and everybody just giving their best shot at work. I think once every team member understands that, it will be a well-oiled team. Because nobody wants to do things sloppishly. It's just that we just might have differing opinions or differing decisions when it comes to certain scenarios. But as long as you understand why that person is doing that, it's because she thinks that is the best for the brand. And the other person has another perspective that is best for the brand. We just need to come together, lor.
And
just
discuss
need to understand.
and
Yeah,
communicate.
correct. Yeah.
So you've
I
got
think 3.
understanding, trust.
Everybody's giving their all.
Oh, and if you could give your younger self, your younger founder self, one brutally honest line of advice, what would it be?
Just be yourself.
Oh.
I feel like I've always been being myself. That sounds weird. I've always been being myself. I've always been being myself.
What do you think contributes to that? Like to that you're so natural to be yourself?
I would say family support. The whole environment of growing up in a family like mine. 我觉得我讲着讲我就会流泪. I just feel, oh my god, I don't feel like tearing. I feel like every time when I touch about my family, I just feel like tearing up. I feel like the support they have given me, like the environment that my parents have created for us to grow up in is so precious. We are very supported in things we want to do. They don't really say no. They really just let us try. Yeah, and I feel like that has shaped me to be the more risk taker of who I am now. Like, I won't feel scared. Right, yeah, like I just dare to do it. Yeah. Also very 流泪.
I think
But it's not the first time. It's always like when it comes to like when I mention about family support.
Do you feel like the branding or the brand that YeoMama Batik brand really embodies the spirit of family?
Yes, for sure. There's one year where I had the sample fabric. It was perfect. I tested for bleeding and all. It's perfect. So I put into production. The whole batch of collection came. Probably a few thousand pieces. I'll say a few thousand. Close to 1,000. Many hundreds. I'm not good with numbers. The whole collection came. And then I realized it bleeds. Then my whole family just...
I remember, I think it was during,
Right.
I saw them in your office.
Yes, my whole family, my father, my mother, my brothers, my sister-in-law,
Yes, I
they
saw
all
them.
came
Yeah,
down
yeah.
to help me filter which are the pieces to take to wash. They removed the tag and all. Because I brought home I remember I brought home a piece to hand wash to try to remove the first round of bleeding first. Then I start to wash, right, and then I start to cry and I just wash at the balcony. Then my mom just got a shock. Like, what happened? I said, like, my whole batch of collection is here and I've spent so much money on that collection, spent so much money on the shoot, and then it just turned out this way. Then everybody just comes. So like even my older brother, who's busy with his business, drop his things to come over to the office to help QC the pieces. Yeah, so I just feel like
It takes
the
a
support.
village. It takes an entire.
Yeah, it hasn't changed since day one. Like even just a few months ago for our National Day collection, because I was pregnant earlier on in the year, and then I feel like it has slowed down a lot of things in the business. So a lot of the shoots were put on hold. So when it comes to the National Day collection and we really need a shoot, then I'm just like, okay, let's just go with a family shoot, since it's the line really like, it resonates with the family. So I just say I only have this date to do the shoot before the collection launches. There's no more other dates. And then everybody just dropped everything and just blocked that date out to come for the shoot. Yeah, so it has always been that kind of support. Yeah.
Unwavering support.
Yes. Like I know that no matter what happens, so even for our upcoming store, my dad even just say, 没办法咯，辛苦一点，我来帮你看店。爸爸跟妈妈来帮你看店。
So sweet.
Yeah. I remember from day one, my dad once told me, 你一步一步的走，我会在后面看着你。
I'm gonna cry too.
Right. I feel like the pregnancy hormones.
I'm not pregnant. I my postpartum was like 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
My dad said that.
Wow. Yeah.
Like 你一步一步的走，我会在后面看着你。It just feels like.
Yeah. That kind of support you can never have. Nobody can replace that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why you so curious?
Yeah, because I think of my family too. Okay.
You please. Thank you.
If your children watch this years later, what do you hope they will feel about the story of YeoMama Batik?
That kinship is very important. It's at the heart of everything we do. We definitely will always want to protect kinship and friendships and relationships first over business.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. What's the happiest moment you've had with YeoMama this year?
Whoa! Personal life first, I just gave birth to my baby.
Big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm just bouncing back to work like so fast.
Yes.
And opening a store that's
Right.
like the second baby.
But your baby's not even 6 months.
It's not even 6 months.
Yes.
It's just 4 months, 4.5 months. And I can't believe I'm doing all these it is now. to
Right.
Open a store.
Right. Yeah. So what do you think is intrinsically you that you will say yes to this even after just giving birth?
I'm a doer. I cannot sit still and do nothing. Even they say like 4 months of maternity leave sounds like shock. To me, I feel like just 1 month is like, first month is like getting used to it. Then 6 weeks later, the nanny left, right? So that's when the real deal happened and all. But then I realized I really just cannot not like I cannot take care of my baby myself, but I cannot be just taking care of my baby and not doing work.
What would that make you feel?
I feel so restless. Like my mind just keep thinking so many things I want to do. I want to just do it now. I just want to keep like going, Yeah. Like during my maternity leave, suddenly it just struck me that it's so easy. Like, I don't know how to put it in a nicer way. There's a reason why women who don't go out often will become out of touch with society. Things move very fast, and when you are just all in on taking care of your child and you stop going out or looking after yourself or just mingling and be in society, it's very easy for you to lose touch and become what they say 黄脸婆.
Really?
I had one moment of realization that I just need to like freshen myself and I need to go out. I cannot stand just being home all the time. It's not like I cannot stand being home with my baby. I can, but I cannot stand myself suddenly become just always staying home, because I've always been somebody
Out and
who
about
always
and
go
yeah.
out and about to experience things, to see things.
Right.
Yeah.
What about for YeoMama? What's the happiest moment this
Which
year?
is the store. I think aside from the store, is seeing how the team step up and come together to get ready for me to be away on my maternity.
Oh yes, you
leave.
shared that.
Yeah, it's not just about handling the job scope. It's a lot about making decisions on my behalf, and that is the scariest part about
Letting go.
for an employee.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, for
not
an
about-
employee.
It's not about me letting.
Right.
Okay, it's for the employee to make the decision. It is scary for them.
Right.
Yeah,
And they
Just
manage
have
to step
empower
up.
them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a big. That's a big.
I feel
win.
like that was a big deal. Like
yeah, it's a
they
big win.
Could like step up to handle, and I was just actually nothing. Like they don't let things like come onto me. But then now that I'm back, like
In full force revenge. Okay. If your brand disappeared tomorrow, what do you think people would miss the most?
that we are fun and we are ting tong. We are just a bit of a crazy vibe. Like so many times when we go out there, people will be like, "Oh, are you from YeoMama? I love your content." There's so many times that I love your content. I love your content. It makes me happy. Like I never ever think that just being our crazy selves will make people's day.
Happy that you make happiness for everyone.
Yeah, correct.
That makes you happy.
Yeah, that makes me happy. Surprise. Because there's just so many things that I feel like our social media content can be so much better. But when people come up to me and say it's done very well, the content is very nice, of course, like, thank you, I'm like so happy. But in me, it's like, I still want to change so many of the things and improve so many of the things.
Right.
But I think that's me. I always hit a point where I just feel like itchy backside or what. I want to change a lot of like things. Yeah.
Okay. When you think about YeoMama YeoMama Batik years from now, what's the one story you hope people will still be telling?
That YeoMama Batik makes batik fun and modern. I don't want it to just be like modern. So many brands are, of course, nobody wants to say I'm making traditional clothes, right? Unless you're really doing like costumes, traditional costumes. Everybody always say like we make things modern, but everybody has a different version of modern. That's fine. I want people to remember us as being fun, being colorful. Like you always see my family on it. It's a lot about the people. We always have our community as part of the shoot. I want people to remember us for that. Yeah.
Okay. What's one truth about entrepreneurship that no one warned you about?
One truth that no one has ever told me about. I feel like when you look at all those online podcasts, when somebody asks this question, it's always about the different challenges. But I would say it is fun. No one ever told you that it is fun. People will always tell you, oh, it is brutal because you have to handle all these hard decisions, soft decisions yourself. You have to do the team, all this. I feel like myself, I've heard a fair bit of the challenges part. But no one ever actually tell you that entrepreneurship is fun. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're a natural entrepreneur?
I feel like I am. If you ask like a 6-year-old Desleen what she wants to do next time, my answer was I want to be a boss. You can ask my
Really?
parents. Yeah.
From young?
So like the games we play are not masak-masak. I cut up. I take rough paper and I draw money on it and I distribute to my brothers and say everybody has this amount of cash. We're all going to run our own business. Then there's the 3-liter chest. Those will be our car. And you know what business I run? I run a petrol station. I turn my room into a petrol station. I place like 95, 98. Then I tell everybody, you all must come and pump petrol. So I always then we'll take the little chair and just like, like move around.
So fun.
Yeah, so since young we call that game 打油打油. 我们来玩打油打油 because 就是 based off
And then use the money that you create. And
I don't know why out of all the business I want to do while playing, I end up being a petrol station owner. I think my mom even mentioned that since young, if I think at primary school or kindergarten when my mom mentioned like 100万是不是很多, my answer was like 100万不多, 买车买屋子完了.
Oh, so smart.
Yeah, my mom was like shocked. Like as a young girl, I could already like just say that.
Right. Meant to do big things.
Yeah, I feel like it came round in a circle because afterwards when I was in school, I was teaching piano at the same time. So after I graduated from uni, I went into teaching piano full time. Then I got bored. Then I went into events and then I got events agency life burned out. And then I play around. That's how YeoMama Batik started. But back then, I'll be like, 哎呀, 为什么要做生意? Because as an employee, right, once I knock off. I don't really think about work. As an employee, you knock off, you still need to think about a lot of things. Then, okay, maybe it's good. Maybe I don't want to be an employer, my own boss anymore. Then who knew that it come around in a circle, like now I'm doing my own thing.
Right. Thank you so much, Desleen, for sharing your story and letting us know that you can be courageous while being yourself.
Thank you for having me. Happy to share all these thoughts that I have.
Thank you. We hope her journey has inspired you. This has been Damn Good Stories from Studio Dan. See you in the next one.